Before we start, I'd like to tell you about how we're making this podcast. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast.
Take it from us, with classes and our busy school schedules, we wouldn't be able to create what you are listening to right now.
Let me explain. Anchor is 100% free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can also make some money from your podcast with no minimum listenership.
It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. You can try Anchor for free today. You can download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Now enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to the first episode of Drop the Ball. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're gonna get right to it. I'm Matt Robinson, and to my right is Jackson Wilkes.
Hello, everybody.
Then it is Oliver Hutchison,
Hey.
and then it
When do you want to say hello?
and then to his right is Josh Childs.
Yes, hello.
You got to make a good first impression.
I see. Okay, well, we're just going to get right into it. So what this podcast is going to be is primarily Kansas City sports, but, you know, we're going to get into other facets. So we'll get into more NFL, more MLB, maybe touch on the NBA playoffs at the end. And then so we're going to get right into a segment we like to call the Arrowhead Chop Talk. So first, some news earlier this week with the Travis Kelce extension.
Heck yeah.
So, boys, that means that he's going to be here for 6 more years.
6 more years, baby.
Yeah.
So, how do you think that the relationship with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce comes with that? I mean, they're destined to be Hall of Famers at this point, right?
Definitely.
I hope so.
100%.
Definitely. It was actually really cool. I was watching a video of when they just signed Patrick Mahomes, and then Travis Kelce got the news that they were trading Alex Smith, and it was really interesting to see like his disappointment. It was like, man, it was just something that he didn't really want to see, and now just to see the chemistry between him and Pat Mahomes is really cool. They're out in their boat all the time, and it's something that really
Which one?
clicks. So yeah,
Which boat, which house?
Yeah, man. They're like, God, they're just like together all the time. And that's just how it be.
Correct me if I'm
Dope
wrong.
to see.
Yeah.
Did Patrick Mahomes buy a mansion in Texas just for the offseason?
yeah.
Is that something that happened?
I have zero clue, but I know he's signed something. He bought a big old house in Kansas City, and he's got
Wait,
his
it's in
big
my
old
neighborhood.
shoe room.
Is it really?
It's actually in my neighborhood.
Oh, that's so
I
cool.
ran by it the other day.
You run, dude?
Hell yeah!
It's funny because nobody can see what I look like.
Okay, so then we'll get into the next thing. So our friend Colin Cowherd on the
Friend?
Fox Sports, yeah,
You
we
call
love
him
him,
friend.
don't we, guys?
Him.
Oh,
What? I feel like you got something to say about that.
Maybe you do
I
like
just-
him over there, Oliver.
well, I'm just saying that if you hate Kansas City sports as much as Colin Cowherd does, then I hate you.
Well, he should be admitted to a mental hospital.
Let's get right into what Colin says about the AFC West.
Back there you go. AFC West, this division's absolutely loaded. I even think the Raiders are fun, but I think they're going to be over their skis. Teams that move cities are usually bad the first year. I think Kansas City's going to win 12. I had Denver being a very
And that's it. That's all he says. He's like, I have Denver winning. I have
Well-
Kansas City winning 12.
Well, I want to hear what he says about everybody else.
Okay, you want to keep going?
Yeah.
good team this year, and I think they're improved. Here's what worries me. They got a left tackle issue, and the right tackle opted out. That's Cleveland last year. Cleveland had a lot of good players. They were atrocious at tackle. And Cleveland couldn't protect Baker Mayfield running for his life. So I get Drew Lock with a bad left tackle who's underachieved and a right tackle who opted out. That worries me a ton. But I still have them at 9-7. Chargers are a very competitive 8-8. Tyrod Taylor is a functioning starting quarterback. New stadium,
Functioning?
same coach. I
Okay.
like him. I just think in an improved AFC, there's a ceiling with the team Raiders 5-11. So my AFC playoffs.
He literally so
He talks
like-
more about the Browns.
yeah,
in that segment than
than
he
the
does the
Chiefs. And like I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit of a homer or whatever, but like they just won the Super Bowl. You would think you'd have something to say
Yeah, $5
about
million
like even if you're saying, oh yeah, the same record, like you would at least go like, oh yeah, they've got Mahomes extended, Jones extended. You know, like you would think that he would like at least give a short rundown of like what we did to be the same or like stay the same or like become a better team.
Yeah, and I mean,
right?
12 wins in a season is still a lot, so I feel like that warrants some sort of explanation of why they would win that many.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. I mean, but what we miss with this that I'm not going to go back and show, but he has the Ravens going 16-0.
Nope.
That's not
And
happening.
last time I checked, the Chiefs are on their schedule, right?
Week 3.
Yeah.
Week
Uh-oh.
3. Monday Night Football.
And that's the
In
thing that
Baltimore,
I'm
yeah.
saying. I mean, the Ravens have got an easy schedule.
Oh, yeah.
And looking at the 4 games that we could potentially lose, they're split up between our bye week, and I think one of them obviously is to the Ravens in week 3.
yeah.
So-
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
if he says,
According to Colin.
they're going,
Yes.
if he says they're going 16-0, then yeah, of course one of them is to the.
I mean,
is to them.
if I'm being as completely like unbiased as possible, I think saying the Chiefs are 12-4 isn't insane.
It's not
right?
ridiculous.
I mean, we have to play
but-
the Saints, the Bucks, and the Ravens all the way.
Okay, the
just
Bucks
off the
don't
top
scare
of my
me.
head.
Come on.
No, okay, yeah,
Oh,
but you're
Tom
playing.
Brady!
But you're playing. But you are playing him at home, right? I mean, like we had
I
that
don't
problem. And
care.
like Foxborough is a different environment.
And I
But
definitely think
So is
depending on
Arrowhead.
how these teams are playing, because the Bucks is what, like week 12 or something
Yeah, it's like
real
14.
late.
yeah, like towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're 3-7, or that doesn't add up, but if they're 3 wins and all the others are losses, that's no
9.
longer a loss. That's like 9, whatever. I don't know. But that totally takes it into account. And week
Yeah.
3, I feel pretty good about week 3 with the Baltimores, because it
Baltimores.
doesn't give them enough time to gain any traction and really get on a roll.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, and also everybody forgets. I mean, we did have like 20 of 22 starters coming
So
back.
now like 18 or something.
But now it's like 18 because the opt-out candidates. We'll get to that in a second. But Baltimore, they've yet to beat us with Lamar Jackson.
That's
That's
true.
what I'm saying.
They've
And sure, it was
lost
at
twice.
Arrowhead, fine. But unless they beat us, I can't comfortably
Well-
say, oh, Baltimore's going to beat us.
Well, and I'd say, I mean, like last time we played Baltimore last year, I mean, it wasn't a blowout, right? I mean, like it was a close game, and like if Harbaugh didn't make some of the decisions he made early on in the game, it probably would have even been a closer
Yeah, 'cause
game. So
it-
it's like I could
Yeah.
see how that could be there, right? Like I could see how someone could look at that game and say, yeah, that's a Ravens win because it's in Baltimore, and it was a close matchup in Arrowhead. But like I also wouldn't say week 3. I wouldn't say it's straight up like a Baltimore. Like I would not be willing to ever say like that's a.
And I wouldn't
Baltimore
even
game.
say that Baltimore is a hard team to prepare for. I mean, other than the unpredictability of Lamar Jackson, I don't feel like they're nearly as hard to prepare as like for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've got the play call and everything like that you've got to worry about those trick plays, and then we also have all those weapons. I really feel like as long as you can contain Lamar Jackson, I mean,
Oh yeah.
which is going to be hard. He's
Yeah.
going to run on you, and he's going to get yards no matter what. But there's really only one thing I feel like you've got to focus on.
It's
with that team.
like the Titans. The Titans with
Yeah.
Henry. I mean,
and we shut him down.
Yeah, you shut him down.
You know,
I mean, he still got like
60-something yards.
that's
Yeah.
I mean, that's still productive. I
Yeah.
think he had a touchdown that game, but it's a matter of just keeping the production limited.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
What's even crazier, I feel like, I mean, he says that this is the best division in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he even has the Broncos and the Chargers making the wild card, making the playoff. He
Yeah.
has 3 teams from this division making the playoff, and I thought that was crazy.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's-
I think the Broncos are going to be good. Don't get me wrong.
Drew
but
Luck's my boy.
okay, MU, we got you.
MIZ, baby.
But
MIZ.
I
What's
think
this you?
I really think that I mean I think they're going to be good. I mean they also have Albert O from MIZ.
Big man.
They're getting everything. But like he said, I mean they don't have they lost their tackles, and I don't know, the first year with a lot of weapons is just not going to work
I mean-
out well. I mean it was I don't know, it came out of nowhere for the Chiefs. So because
Yeah.
usually that doesn't work. Like the Browns last year, they had everything.
Mhm. And I mean,
they didn't do anything.
it's sort of the same thing because, I mean, Pat Mahomes had this crazy season, 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns. And relatively, to that season, he didn't produce nearly as much.
Mhm.
And there's more film out there to watch. and to prepare for Lamar Jackson. You know, he
Yeah.
kind of, I mean, he was always kind of a factor, but this last season, he just exploded. So just like teams had more film to prepare for Pat Mahomes, the same thing I feel goes with Lamar Jackson, and I don't buy into the hype. I'm
Well,
not
and
No.
16 and
all you
0.
have to do is what the Titans did is just get ahead,
Yeah, because if you
and
make
then he can't run the
yeah,
ball.
You make him
yeah,
throw.
Yeah, because he's
Make him
he's-
throw, which he
he's
can't
gonna
do.
make
Trust his
mistakes if he
arm.
throws.
Yeah.
I mean,
he can make throws, but
he
he
has- yeah,
he's no Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah,
Pat Mahomes.
yeah.
He's no clutch
His
player.
arm
with
talent
his
isn't
arm
what gonna.
talent,
If he gets into Hall of Fame, it's not because of his arm talent.
yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
he didn't win the MVP because he has a good arm.
No.
No.
Yeah.
He's also not the number 1 player in the league for. Never mind. We're not gonna get into
And
it.
this is
Of
thing,
the top
I
100
love him.
ratings,
Yeah.
what?
I love him. He is an amazing
He's
player.
so fun to watch. No, yes, but-
definitely. And you never know what he's gonna do. But I don't think he's gonna go 16-0. Even if they do beat the Chiefs,
Yeah.
I still don't think that we're the only team that could beat
I
them.
think the Steelers are going to be so much better this year.
Oh,
They're
100%.
I mean, sure, Big
I think-
Ben is old and regressing,
but out of that entire team, he's the one that needed the preseason.
they literally had some. They had
He needed
like
the preseason.
yeah.
Now that's canceled, there's so many teams that I
That's
felt
gonna
like
screw up
needed,
so
yeah,
many
they
things.
needed those 4 games.
yeah, especially like
to get
Tua.
into
I
it.
don't think Tua's starting the season now.
No, I don't
no,
think so.
definitely not.
And
no.
this is the thing. Who was it? Cam Newton. He
Yeah.
has the Patriots going like 4-12 or something like that.
That would be awesome.
And that's like Cam is splitting snaps
with Jared Stidham.
Yeah,
For
who
whatever
the
reason.
hell is that?
Whatever. It's the
And Cam Newton, who was in a Super Bowl, is splitting snaps with this no
what
name.
an MVP.
Yeah, man.
With the Patriots. I mean, talk about a fall from glory.
Oh, yeah,
Timestamp
100%.
that when he wins the MVP.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just has a comeback now.
takes.
yeah. Oh my gosh. So threats to the Chiefs on the schedule. What would you? I mean, I know we discussed Tampa Bay. Clearly, Oliver doesn't think they're a threat at all.
Well,
But-
I just have. Just because it's Tom Brady doesn't mean the whole team's just going to magically be good. I understand they
I'm-
have one of the better receiving
No,
cores
yeah,
in the league.
I'm worried
whatever.
about-
I got you.
And
He just it's for me it's the fact that he has more than Julian Edelman now, because like
Yeah.
Mike Evans a way better
Yes.
receiver than Julian, like
well,
straight
the
up. a
thing
better
is
receiver
about
than
Julian Edelman, they had all this time to mesh and get to know each other and whatever.
Yeah.
And now this with this whole COVID off season
Yeah.
stuff, and I just
Yeah.
think that people are already making predictions about Super Bowl nonsense, and it's you haven't even.
Yeah.
You barely put pads on like 2-3 days ago
Yeah.
in
I think-
training camp.
And this is the thing: the types of routes that Mike Evans runs
Are way different.
primarily, are different and are going to be routes that Tom Brady, I don't think, can make those passes nearly
Yeah.
as much as he could to Edelman
Check
or
down,
Rob
check down, check
Gronkowski.
down.
I mean, I think Cameron Brate, the Tampa Bay's third string tight end, is better than their first string tight end. And
Gronk's gonna flop so.
I
I
think he's
hope
gonna
so.
fall off.
He's gonna-
Oh my
he's gonna
gosh,
flop
I'm
so
that would
rooting
make me
for him.
laugh
I
so
like
much.
Gronk.
Shut up.
Okay, so
no,
like
you're not.
Yes,
I
totally
hate.
am.
He is the dumbest, dumbest player I've ever heard give an interview.
He
This
is
man made a
fun to watch,
69
though.
joke on on live
National TV?
live
Pull it up.
television.
Pull it up.
He is more entertaining than Marshawn Lynch.
Oh,
Oh, dude,
I'm
what?
just here so I don't get
fined.
I'm just here so I
What?
don't get fined. Dude, he's eating Skittles on the sideline,
Yeah,
I
bro.
would much rather hear a 69 joke than I'm just here so I don't get fined.
but
Dude,
there are so many other
hey.
things about the interviews that make him
But
funny.
Marshawn
If
Lynch
they-
is like actually kind of a smart dude.
If
you know,
you're
like-
the running back
yeah.
on the 1 yard line in the Super Bowl, and all they got to do is hand you the ball, and you got 2 rings,
Hand me the frickin' ball.
and that's what I'd say too. I said, I'm just here so I don't get freaking fined. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
no.
saying.
I don't give a crap about
The difference
post
between Marshawn Lynch and
interviews.
Rob Gronkowski is that they would have, however you say his name, what is God Gronkowski? They would have thrown to Rob Gronkowski. They didn't hand the ball off to Marshawn Lynch.
What'd you just do with the lights?
I was trying to turn the fan on.
He
the
really
frickin'
didn't
light.
like what I just had to say. He was like, okay, that's it.
He was just like,
turn the lights off.
Get it out.
He's like, screw this, I'm not doing
I
like
was
this.
I just
trying
think-
to turn
I
the
think
fan
with-
on.
I think with Gronk, it comes down to the fact that he was already regressing with his injury, and I don't think his injury got any better.
And he lost a lot of weight, a lot of muscle weight. He is
Yeah,
small
and his big
now.
thing was the fact that he could just catch the ball and
Yeah.
bust through people. Like you couldn't tackle him because he was such a huge dude.
and
you
he
know?
couldn't stay healthy when he was 26
Well, and I don't think-
and
I
still
don't-
in football shape.
I don't
So-
think his leg got any better.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if he got surgery or whatever. I don't think it got any better,
Yeah.
and he's not staying in shape. I don't see
Yeah.
him being.
I
more,
feel
yeah.
like the Bucks are very reminiscent of the Browns. You had all of this talent and there's so much hype, and I don't think they're going to live up
yeah,
to it.
100%. I think
So
you're right.
definitely
Yeah.
when the Chiefs come around, I don't think I don't think it's going to
Yeah.
be a
I would
problem at
love
all.
to see the Chiefs blow out the Bucks. Not even a
in
question.
Tampa Bay. Oh, I love it.
Regardless, I am still excited to see what they do. I'm excited
yeah.
to see the Bucks
It'll be
play
an interesting storyline
and
for
see
sure.
Tom Brady in a different uniform.
I just hope they flop because I hate Tom Brady and I hate Rob Gronkowski
But,
and I
but
hate the
other than-
Patriots and I hate other things.
But other than the Ravens and the
I think he's got
Bucks,
the Saints,
the Saints,
the Saints and the Bills.
The Saints
the Bills.
scare
I'm not
me.
the Saints. Yes,
Oh.
especially
Saints are
in their.
I don't think
their
their defense
stadium.
can stop Pat. I'm sorry. I don't think
Yeah,
their
but can our
defense
defense
stop
stop their offense?
them. Yeah.
I mean, they have a 99 rating overall in Mike Thomas. I mean,
Whatever.
Only
Madden
receiver with a
ratings are-
99
Madden ratings are
overall.
the way to go,
Absolutely,
man.
man.
100%, yeah.
wasted, dog.
The
Pretty
thing
sure
is, this
Jared
thing you
Goff
say,
was a 99,
Jared
and
people like Matt just said, Madden ratings are so but you spend not you, but
Oh,
people spend
bro.
so much time waiting and
Oh, yeah.
anticipating the rating. I want to know what their ratings are, and then they come out and you're like, that's bullshit.
it's because they're just waiting to get pissed off. They
Yeah.
they want to be mad.
Well, they
about-
want to
I
see.
mean, Matt, you sent me the ratings when they got leaked.
Bro, yeah. I mean, it's
I
not
mean,
like I'm not
it's fun.
excited about it. Come
no, it's
on.
fun and exciting,
Oh,
but
I don't
then
even play the game, and I got mad when Travis Kelce was like an 84, and
he's a
Win.
96
or
or
a
something.
96 or whatever.
He's a
He
96
was
or
lower. He
7.
was
I think
lower than
George Kittle.
Kittle, and I was
He
like,
sh- I
that's
think-
low.
yeah,
Oh,
I
George
think-
Kittle can block though.
I think they
But he
should
can't
at
catch
least
as well
be
as-
the
There you
same.
go.
I
They
know
should be
you're-
the
I know.
same.
It doesn't
Oh,
make
but that one play where he just stiff armed a bunch of people and ran over people. That's one play.
Well, so
Yeah.
did Vince McDonald on the Steelers.
Uh-huh.
He stiff armed the crap out of everybody, and
Well,
nobody. got hyped like that.
Derrick Henry stiff armed the shit out of Earl Thomas.
Yeah.
That was so. He like didn't he turn him into a
Wow.
blocker?
Yeah, he turned him
He
around.
turned him into a blocker.
He's
He's
like, get the hell away from me.
You're my lead blocker now. Let's
Yeah.
go.
But
Oh,
other than that,
man.
I'm not too scared about the Bills.
no,
I'm really not.
I'm
Their
worried
defense
about
is
the
really the
Bills.
only
I
thing-
think if we sleep on the Bills, then they could
Well,
like
you shouldn't sleep on anybody.
But they're also
Yeah.
they're before our bye. They're
That's
before
true,
our,
yeah.
it's
They
the
could be-
Bills and
yeah.
the
they
Ravens
could
are
be
before.
they could be the oh shit we're the Chiefs loss. I mean that let's be honest.
that. Yeah,
I mean not saying that
mhm.
like
we lost to
Yeah.
the
It
Texans and the
happens
Colts.
every
Yeah,
year.
cool. We could be undefeated, and that could be the one game that we drop.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
and I wouldn't be
possible.
surprised because I'm not saying that the Chiefs will go 16-0.
No,
Looking
Absolutely
at the schedule,
not.
I'm saying
that'd be
we
a
could win all of these games.
I think they're all winnable. Yeah,
Yes.
they're all winnable.
Yes.
oh
but-
I think they should go 16-0.
I'd be
No,
surprised.
Not if you're
No.
playing. Not if you're playing
they
the Saints
should.
in the Mercedes Dome or whatever it's called.
I think they should. Will they? I'd probably not. But
They
all
will
of-
in Tampa Bay.
Shut up.
We get it. You hate Tom Brady, man. Okay.
No, I'm
But-
saying they'll beat the Saints in Tampa Bay at the Super Bowl.
oh,
Oh.
I
Oh my
see.
God, you guys!
I
Huge
got you.
brain. My
I
brain's
got you.
massive.
The Super Bowl's in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, it's in Tampa.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
That's
okay.
what. Yeah, that's what he was trying to say.
It's because Tom Brady's gonna get home field advantage there. Like I don't know.
Oh my God!
If it happens, I'm gonna say it's rigged.
Don't
It's
make me
rigged.
throw up
It's
on
gonna
this
happen.
mic.
I'll
Oh.
be interested to see if he actually gets calls like he did in New England. Now that he's in with the Bucks,
You know, and
because a lot of that was Belichick. Not
I
Brady.
was looking at the schedule, and I just kept coming back to Atlanta as well. Something about Julio Jones scares me.
Their defense
player.
is
Every-
hot
Every
garbage.
single time.
Yeah, but you have to remember that we have our secondary is the best facet of our defense.
How
right?
old is Matt Ryan now?
He's like I don't know, like
98.
He's, mid,
He's in the nursing home,
I
bro.
think he's only in his mid 30s. Honestly,
got a foot in
I
the
don't
grave.
think he's super old.
Well, we judge quarterback play off of like Tom Brady now since he's like.
42.
well, Drew Brees is old as hell too.
I mean, I know.
41. Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
Drew
I mean,
Brees.
I
yeah,
love Drew
you've got
Brees.
these
Fan.
old quarterbacks proven that they can do it. I mean, they're not
Yeah.
moving around like Lamar Jackson, and I think Philip Rivers is an exception. Don't.
It's all about
worst
how
quarterback
they
in the league,
age.
but
in the game.
Dude,
immobile.
I think
He's
the
in a
Colts are kind
wheelchair
of scary
back
though.
there.
I think the I think the
Colts-
are kind
yes,
of scary.
yes.
He's in a
But
wheelchair with
not
all
because
his
of Phillip
900
Rivers.
kids.
Do, they,
Not
do
because
the
of
Colts
Phillip
still have
Rivers.
T.Y. Hilton?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
sketchy.
They got-
And
That's
they've got
sketchy,
a
not
they've
big
got a
fan of that.
young,
They got T.Y.,
good
and then
offensive
they
line
drafted.
too.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And then they drafted Michael Pittman and Jonathan Taylor. Michael Pittman Jr. from Pittsburgh and Jonathan Taylor out of Wisconsin.
Remind me of Pittman's position.
He's a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
so
all they needed was a weapon last year.
this is the thing.
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers can make passes,
Yeah.
and
Well, he'll throw
Well, how
like
about
10
MVP
interceptions.
Keenan
Well,
Allen?
yes, but it's that's the thing, and he's not good. And I'm glad that he's no longer in the division.
You
Though I
said they
will be-
needed a
I'm-
weapon.
I'll
What about
miss his
MVP
whining a
Keenan
little
Allen,
bit.
bro?
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. I mean, like, I do think Keenan Allen's underrated as a wide receiver.
Dude, I
honestly.
hate Keenan Allen. I think he
I
needs to play a
don't.
full season before he needs to start.
I don't think he's
That's
underrated at
mouth.
all. I think he's middle of the road.
I think he deserves, like, top 10
What?
ranking. I think Keenan Allen, I mean, we haven't seen him in a full season, right?
Like number 10, right?
I think, yeah, but not
Yeah,
not
okay.
high. Like, I'm not saying Keenan Allen's, like, 3. If I said that, I would have said top 3. I'm saying like I'm saying he could
Top
squeak.
10 Big brain.
I'm saying he
in
could.
the
I think he
league.
could squeak in at 10. I genuinely. He's a talented dude.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
Regardless of your feelings about him or whatever, like he's a talented receiver. You know.
I don't know. I
I think he might squeak in at 10. I'm not saying he's like 6 or 7 or anything or like 5,
there you go.
but I mean like if he plays a full season and does everything right,
Mhm.
he could maybe squeak in at like 10.
I want to back up
respect
here for a
that.
second. Back to the
Yeah.
Bills with this throw off between Josh
Oh,
Allen and Pat Mahomes.
I would love to see it.
Bro,
I cannot wait.
bro.
I mean, speaking of Madden ratings, I mean he's got the 99 overall with the
throw power.
I want to
throw
see.
power,
and
I want to
Mahomes-
see
Mahomes
Josh
does
Allen
or
throw a ball out
No,
of
he
a
doesn't.
stadium.
Josh Allen is higher than Patrick Mahomes in throw power.
Which blows my mind.
Which is not.
I wanna see it.
I want to see it.
pre-game
I'm totally down.
pre-game Bills and Chiefs.
Chiefs
I
do it?
want to just get on the get
Well,
on there and
Mahomes came out earlier and was like, "Okay, it's like I'm gonna throw 80 to 83 yards. If Josh Allen can beat that, then he's won." And he said it. He was like,
I genuinely think.
I doubt.
I
he will."
genuinely
I thought-
think Mahomes could throw it 100 yards.
yeah, I think
Well,
that's what he said.
yeah.
It's got
Like
be
straight,
over
like
100.
I mean, he wouldn't be able to. Like he would have to like run from the back of the end zone and then like crow hop into it.
But he could do it.
I think he could hit 100 yards. Like genuinely, I do.
Hey, bro.
against the
All
wind.
I'm saying is I don't want him throwing 100 yards because I don't want him
Throws
Throwing
his
his
arm
arm,
out
yeah.
before
kill
the
his
Bills
arm,
game.
bro.
Matt
Well,
Moore
I-
comes in and plays against the
Travesty.
Bills.
I think he respects the game and his team enough to not
Yeah, Andy Reid
destroy his
would
career
not
doing
let
that.
it.
Oh, bro,
no,
absolutely
he would,
not.
Reed would not let it get that
Dude,
far.
Brett Veach made him stop playing basketball.
Yeah.
that
He
was
made him
crazy.
stop no jet skis.
I was surprised to see him out on a boat
at Lamar
honestly.
Jackson
Yeah, yeah.
falling
right
out,
after
falling
the
over a
extension,
jet
he's
ski.
like, and it's like, dude, I get it, you're drunk, but like,
Oh yeah.
well, speaking of Chiefs quarterbacks, we had a fantastic sight to see in the past couple days. Alex Smith back on the field
Yeah.
for the Redskins.
Mhm.
I mean, we can say Pat Mahomes is great and everything, but I don't think he's as great as he is without the tutelage of Alex Smith.
No,
No,
not
Alex,
at all.
Alex Smith is the reason Mahomes had that 50 and 5,000 season.
And
100%.
I would have loved to see Alex Smith stay with the Chiefs
Oh yeah, if
as
he,
a backup.
yeah.
I signed him to my franchise the other day, and he was like a 55 overall. Because I was like,
Back
I want
to
Alex
the
Smith.
Madden rating.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, but he was too good of a quarterback to keep on the bench. I mean, because
Yeah.
we
Oh,
got
yeah,
Kendall
I
Fuller
mean,
no,
out of
dude,
it.
he was
and
still
a
he was
performing.
ripping it up for the
Yeah.
Redskins.
Yeah.
Before it,
The
or
Washington
the Washington
football
football
team,
team.
yeah.
I apologize
Oh.
for the Washington Redskins in 2018. Before
Apologize again.
I apologize.
But they
Come
were
on.
they were named that in 2018.
They were named
Yeah,
that in
yeah, yeah.
2018. But he was ripping it up for the Washington football team in 2018. Like they were beating the Cowboys and the Giants. Well, that's
Well,
not really anything, but
Yeah,
they were
but-
beating the Cowboys and the Eagles with him, and, like
And the
that's crazy.
have you guys listened?
Because that team has absolutely nothing on it.
Have you guys listened to the similarities between his injury and Josiah's
disturbing.
injury? It
Josiah's-
is crazy.
Yeah, they're like yeah.
Scary.
It's like
Isn't it like-
it's like
like
Lincoln
same day,
and Kennedy.
Similar day,
Yeah.
yeah, and like
Yeah.
exact.
Same
It's like one of
position,
those-
made the tackle.
Wasn't the
Yeah.
score like similar too or something?
It's
Like
I
that?
think so.
the
Same
same
quarter,
the same
same-
final score.
Crazy
Yeah, it's-
similarities.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's nuts. But I mean, did you guys watch the Project 11 ESPN doc?
I
I
couldn't.
watched a clip and it was
Someone-
terrifying.
Yeah, someone said that there was like surgery footage, and I was like, yeah, I'm not
yeah,
even gonna
dude,
try
it
that
was
one.
nuts because it was like his whole leg was like black.
I mean, like,
Like
I
it,
want to
like,
watch
black
it
It
because
was-
I love Alex
oh,
Smith. Like,
yeah,
I have a
he's-
great place in my heart for Alex Smith, but like, I cannot.
And we owe
Yeah.
we owe the Super Bowl to him.
Oh,
we owe
100.
the
We owe
last
Patrick Mahomes
7
to him.
years.
You don't have
Travis
the,
Kelsey's extension.
You don't
I mean,
have
hell.
Definitely.
You don't have the young development of Kelsey or Hill. If I
Yeah.
mean Hunt, even though he's not with us anymore, he was also a big part. I mean, I think Smith being able to game manage as well as he can and
Mhm.
did for us is a very large part of why the talent
Yeah.
that we have now
Yeah.
developed so well. Not even Mahomes, everyone
Definitely.
across the
Yeah.
board.
And that's I mean, I love to see him. I've followed it a little bit on social media, just him getting up and walking with his family and
Me
everything
too.
like that. Just seeing the metal bars sticking out of his legs, and
Bro, yeah.
it's just really really awesome to see him
Yeah.
out. And I'm excited to see him throw a football again.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I,
on a
honestly,
field.
if he's the backup and just shows up,
You
maybe-
think?
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Do you think Ron Rivera? I mean, new coach
I think
with Ron Rivera. Do you think Ron Rivera's starting Alex Smith over Dwayne Haskins.
Not game one.
I think Haskins is another player that needed
Tutelage?
he needed the
Needed a
preseason,
preseason.
Yeah.
especially
Okay,
this
yeah.
season.
I think it's possible that Smith comes out like game 3 or 4 and maybe starts a game if Haskins is struggling. But I think first couple of weeks, Haskins
I think
is
they're
the starting
trying to do
quarterback.
the same thing that the Chiefs did with Mahomes. I'm not saying it's going to work.
I think
Right.
because they could have easily just cut Alex Smith after
Well,
that.
the thing is, Haskins also has been playing, and been making mistakes, and I feel like he
Learning,
might
yeah.
he might be too set in his NFL ways to be molded.
yeah,
Um,
molded.
Sound clip.
okay, next on to the next thing with the opt-out candidates.
Big old rip.
Oh.
I don't know about you guys, but I was really excited to see Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Damian Williams in the backfield.
Yeah.
Try and block McCole Hardman, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Damian Williams
Hey,
in the
don't
backfield.
don't sleep on my boy Darwin.
I think.
Oh,
I love
Bro,
Darwin Thompson.
do
I
not even
love
get-
Oh,
Darwin
I
Thompson.
Do not
know
even
that you're a
get-
big fan
I-
over there, Matt.
oh
I know.
my God, Darwin Thompson. I have
Do you
dreams.
need to change your
bro.
shorts, man?
Dude, I have dreams
honestly-
of Darwin Thompson and Clyde Edwards-Helaire next year.
I'm
Just
honestly kind of
rip
glad
it
that
up
I'm
the league.
kind of like part of me is kind of happy that we had a running back, not necessarily Williams, but we had a running back opt out because I didn't want to. I knew if Williams was still with us, Thompson was probably getting cut. Darwin was almost 100% getting cut. Maybe.
But this
Unfortunately.
is the only thing. I feel like because he's not playing, it definitely lowers his trade value. Because I was definitely thinking we
Yeah.
were going
you were trading
Clyde.
Damian Williams.
I was too.
after this season. I would
Yeah.
not.
Oh,
have
after
how
the-
much
I
his
was
contract's-
trading him
his
during the
contract's up.
season.
Yeah,
after
after
this,
the
this was
season.
this was his last. But I think because of the opt out with all the rules, he still has one more on his.
I
like a
believe
red shirt
we'd have to
kinda
check,
thing.
but I think if you
I think
opted
he
out,
still has-
there's zero like penalty. You still get your contract for next year.
Yeah, your
Yeah,
contract.
Well,
I
I
heard
think-
that it just
Moves over.
delays a year or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
Same-
because I think he still gets paid, but like I don't know if he just like won't get paid next season
Mhm.
or if like
No,
no,
he-
like they'll
this-
like split his pay or something.
No,
like that.
this year they made a cut, so he's only making $150,000. Yeah,
that's
This
what I'm
year-
paying to go to school for 4 years. So.
Same.
exactly. So yeah, he's only getting like a small stipend this year, but then next year it goes back to his original
Okay.
salary, and that's really why, like, with these people, with these guys dropping out or opting out, that's why they were able to give
Yeah.
Travis Kelce an extension.
I think the
So-
biggest hit is the doctor.
The-
I think
Yeah,
LDT
because
is-
then we have a huge hole in our offensive. I
Yeah.
think from just like the eye test, I think Damian Williams is kind of like when you first look at it, you're like, dang, that's
But
that's
I feel
bad.
like he
But I
was
think when you
splitting
think about it,
snaps
yeah,
already,
you think about it. I
Yeah.
mean, if Clyde Edwards-Helaire has the season he was gonna have, that we think he was gonna have anyways,
yeah.
then we're not gonna miss him that much. And if Darwin Thompson has a breakout season, which I think he has the ability to do, then we're not gonna miss him that much. And I mean, Niang, Lucas, is that his first name?
Yes.
Or is that-
Lucas Niang.
Yeah, I always try to call him George's Niang from that Iowa State player that played for like 10 years. Or
Well, you're
whatever.
wrong.
Okay. No, but I'm excited to see him, but I don't think he was a starter this year, anyways. And then you move to I can't Tardif. I'm not even gonna try to say his.
Laurent Duvernay-Tardif.
Yeah. You look at him.
The
and
Canadian.
you
We
look
took
at.
French diction. It's okay.
I mean that
Oh
dude.
Jesus, Matt.
Anyway, sorry. Keep going, Jackson.
That dude's gonna. I mean, he was going to be a starter on our offensive
Yeah.
line, and he was a huge component in winning the Super Bowl. I mean, he was really good at protecting Mahomes in the
Yeah.
postseason. So
And I really think we can't really blame them because they made their own like cautious decision themselves. But I mean, LDT. I mean, he's a doctor. I mean, he decided
He's going to work.
He was going to
It-
work.
Yeah, he's going to
I
work
can't
instead
even
of
be
going.
mad about
No,
it.
oh,
no,
can't
be
I'm
mad
not.
at all.
I'm not
No.
mad at any of these people from.
No,
I mean,
not at
Williams.
all.
Williams has like a young kid, I think, and
Yeah.
his
His
mom
mom
has
just got
cancer.
cancer. Yeah.
And
I'm not. I mean, you can be kind of like, dang, that really sucks.
yeah, but
From
I'm not
a-
gonna be
from
mad
a-
at
for this guy,
anybody.
I'm like, I'm good for you.
Honest-
Yeah, when
You're
he-
doing
when I
so
saw
much
him- when I
more.
saw that, I was like, that's amazing. Good
Yeah.
for
Yeah, and
you.
he got
Do your
all these,
thing.
like,
Give him a gold
stories.
jacket just for that.
Oh,
Oh no,
100%.
definitely. And I think
Honorary member if he's not good enough by himself.
yeah,
Honorary member.
honestly, honorary member of the Duke.
I'm still mad they wouldn't let him put MD on his jersey.
That would be
Dude,
so
that would be
cool.
so
That would be
cool.
so cool.
I think Niang he was probably going to be a part of the offensive line because Andrew Wiley just lets people by. But
Yeah, but
Oh,
Wiley,
he's
Wiley wasn't gonna give up. I mean, Wiley was the starting was on your
he
starting
was.
offensive line for
And we lost
Austin
Steph
Ryder.
Stefnewski to the
Bills.
Steelers.
Or Steelers, yeah.
Yeah. So
Bills was
Mitch
more.
Morris.
If
2 years
anything,
later.
it'll make the games a
MIT.
little more entertaining. See Mahomes run around a little bit more.
I mean, yeah, it's not like he's gonna get tackled easier now. Like,
yeah, I mean,
Thinking about that, I am not 100% convinced that Mahomes is like a unit in the sense that injury free.
Whoa,
I got
no
scared
sh-
last
no shit.
season.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I think.
I
I
got
mean,
really scared that we just drafted somebody that could be injury prone.
nah, I wasn't worried about him being injury prone. I think that was just kind of like a freak thing. Because I mean, he's taken hits before,
And he
right?
just looks
Like,
weird when he walks too.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
looks
Yeah.
like he's
The
got
entire-
ankle problems.
He's got the baseball player waddle.
I
Yeah,
guess,
the entire commentating crew, every time like he's like, oh, there's a little limp there.
He's just
and it's
duck-footed.
like,
He's
oh
just
He
my
looks
walking
like
God.
he's
stupid.
wearing a back brace all
Oh
the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Uh,
That man, you look at that man walk onto the field, or like jog onto the field. You're like, there's no way in hell he's ripping off a 25-yard run down the sideline and breaking
Yeah,
through 3
for a
tackles to
touchdown.
get. Yeah,
It's crazy.
I mean, it's just he doesn't.
But then
I
he does.
I love Patrick. I
Yeah.
love Patrick Mahomes. But there's no way that he looks the way he does and as athletic as he is. It's crazy. It
which
blows my
definitely
mind.
helped him, I think.
Oh,
because
100%.
you look at Lamar Jackson and you're like, okay, well,
Athlete.
this guy is dangerous.
Yeah.
But you see Pat Mahomes waddle onto the field and you're like, okay, we
You're
don't
like,
really have
oh,
to
Yeah.
worry
this,
about that
this
much."
guy's a little shrimp. We're gonna kill him.
yeah, yeah.
And
We'll
then
be
he
okay.
burns you for
He's big
50
though.
points.
He's
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
bulked up. Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
And going into one of our final topics about the Chiefs, but I shared these pictures with you guys, but Breeland Speaks coming out looking like a truck, man.
I
he
looked at it.
bulked.
He's got a bit of a gut on him. So I'm trying to figure
Still?
out. Yeah.
Still. Did you see the
yeah, I was looking at
I
the
think
pictures.
you were
He's got
looking
a
at the
bit of a-
before picture,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
maybe
possibly.
there's 2 there, dude. When they drafted him, it's because they were 3-4, so a left end.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, yeah.
I gotcha, yeah.
The left end in a 3-4 system is basically another defensive, like it's a big defensive lineman. But then they changed to a 4-3, and now he's got to adjust his body almost if he wants to play defensive line because
Yeah.
Derek Nottie and Chris Jones. Sorry, you're not going to lose that.
Well, and
So-
now he has to compete with
yeah, and then that
what's
raises,
the William Gay? Is that his name? William Gay Jr.
Willie Gay?
no, Willie Gay is not a
just a
left end.
linebacker.
He's a
He's a
linebacker.
linebacker.
I guess yeah, you're right. He's not
But-
competing for that.
But
I'm
he-
sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
Fired.
But he is competing. Like that also raises the question: like who's playing left end for the Chiefs? Frank Clark is on the right side. We
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Frank the Shark.
He's
we're,
not getting
We're dealing with
taken,
that.
Yeah.
Nah. But you got Taco Charlton. You
Mhm.
got Alex Okafor, who was ripping it up last year before he got injured and against Denver. Taco Charlton, Alex Okafor, and then you got Breeland Speaks.
Yeah.
So I mean, who do you think comes out of there? I mean, because Taco Charlton is a complete first-round bust. We understand that, but also
yeah, but I think
Don't let Frank Clark get at him.
Yeah,
I think Taco has the ability to be a starting left end.
No,
100%.
definitely.
But I mean, like I kind of want. Part of me really wants to see a defensive line with Clark and Charlton on the sides, right? Like
Yeah.
that's, I mean, that
Chemistry.
excites me a
Chemistry.
lot.
yeah, they were. I mean, they were both at Michigan together, so it maybe he can like unlock that first-round potential. And bro, if we can get 10 sacks from each side and Chris Jones,
Oh,
holy
crap.
shit!
Mm.
That sounds like. Don't know if you heard that. We're keeping it in. So,
Thank you, roommate. Thank you, sound guy.
but yeah, I think he does have the opportunity. But then, like Alex Okafor's on a huge contract. I mean, he just took a restructure. But yeah, I mean, if he doesn't win, I feel like he's a trade bait, or you got to just cut him. Like I feel like
Yeah,
that's just what you got to do.
I mean, you can
if
get
don't pick
stuff
him.
for him, but I don't know. With the Chiefs being as good as they are, I don't think you get anything
No.
worthwhile from.
I don't think
Draft
so either.
picks.
They might get some
Yeah.
offensive
Draft
line.
You might get
depth.
like a
Yeah.
get like a 6th or 7th round.
Well,
possibly from
with
him.
Well-
Brett Veach, any draft pick is dangerous.
How the hell did he?
That is what I'm
well,
saying.
like $155 in cap space.
My dog.
77 or something like
and
that.
then,
177.
and then he turned it into an extension for 3 of our biggest players.
That's what I'm saying, dog.
I still can't believe that we signed all of those people.
What
Hey,
does this do for
I
us
don't
down the
know.
road?
Hey,
though?
bro,
I'm kind of
this is-
scared that he's just not he, but that we've just been kind of screwed over in the future.
Yeah, I don't know how the contracts are are structured?
Well,
Are
Mahomes
they
is just
back?
Mahomes is
Mahomes
bizarre.
is backloaded to hell. Like
Really?
he's making $20 million this
I think
year.
his cap
and
it's going to be
then-
like $65 million.
And there's a
Eventually,
percentage,
yeah.
right? There's a percentage.
No,
Oh,
it's
I
not a
thought that was
percentage.
thing.
They talked about it, but he's not doing percentage. It's just very backloaded. So there is a time where he's making like $62 million, and who knows? That might be the quarterback market at the time.
He's almost making as much as me.
Okay.
I don't think he'd be here.
$62?
I'm here for you, Matt.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't pay you no damn $62 million a year.
Well, yeah, I know.
Yet when
You
this
don't
pops
pay us.
off,
You don't pay us jack shit.
You're right.
My dog, Brett Beach.
My dog, Brett Beach, baby. I was gonna
my
do it
dog,
earlier. but-
Matt's mom.
Oh my god.
Dog
Mhm.
for sure.
Oh my god. Okay, I think it's time for a break. So
Hit us with the theme song.
hit us with the theme song going out. Be sure to follow all our social media pages on Twitter and Instagram at Drop the Ball PC, and like our Facebook page at Drop the Ball Podcast. Thanks for listening. Before we get into the next section, we would like to thank our sponsors, the List Show Sell KC Group with Keller Williams Key Partners. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, they serve clients with superior service and integrity, while going the extra mile to make your transaction the best it can be. Find them on Facebook by searching List Show Sell KC. Slide into home with the List Show Sell KC Group. It's what they do.
Speaking of sliding into home, let's transition to baseball, shall we?
Let's do it.
We shall.
Yes.
Let's.
Okay, this is a segment we like to call the Kaufman Corner. Talking about the Royals, of course.
That corner with a K, by the way.
Yeah,
Of
corner is
course.
with the
For
K
all you
because,
listening at home.
because we like the K of the strikeout, and also it's an alliteration. It doesn't matter. It works better. Anyway, so first we'd like to start off with, guys, the Royals have starting pitching.
Well, kind of.
Okay,
We kind of have starting pitching.
yeah, we do.
Like, it's not bad, but it's also not great.
Okay, but it makes you want to watch it, right? Because you have
I
the
don't.
new kids.
I don't actively dread the first 4 to 5 innings of the baseball.
Very
the
correct.
baseball game
Okay,
anymore.
when Brady,
Very correct.
Brady, right? Brady Singer's
yeah.
gonna start. I'm like, let's go,
Yeah, exactly.
because I'm like, this kid's what, like 22?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked awful against the Twins.
Good thing
I mean, he
I
only
didn't-
gave up
Good thing I didn't watch
He didn't
that
look
game.
awful. He just
Yeah,
he
pretty
just
bad.
he didn't capitalize. He didn't capitalize. Like he missed opportunities. He walked when he shouldn't have walked a couple guys, and
Well,
he
that's-
walked the number 9. He walked the number 9 batter twice, and he came around to score both times. Like that's
Yeah, that
just
That's
you
2
can't do
times
that.
too many.
he's
You can't do that.
he's just okay. He's
Let's
just
preface
young.
this with Josh doesn't know what the hell he is talking about.
Hey, but his comments have worked, and that's
Have
all
they?
that
Thank
matters.
you.
If
I
you
know
didn't-
when
if you,
to.
if you didn't out him,
professional.
it wouldn't have been a thing. It wouldn't have been a problem.
You would've
Yeah, dude,
never
thanks for
known.
outing me, dude.
All right, so but yeah, like Brady Singer, he looks pretty good. Bubich, I'm really like
Are you more excited for Bubic than you are for Singer?
I think I am.
What? in the
Honestly,
world?
but I don't.
Because he's a lefty.
I just feel like-
discrimination.
I feel like we're seeing a lot better of Singer right now. I don't think we're
Yeah.
seeing where Bubich can be at.
I agree with that. Okay.
Okay.
I think Bubich's ceiling and is a lot higher, and over the next like couple of starts, I think we're gonna see him start to hit that ceiling.
He's a really smart kid. He's like
I-
Stanford.
I
guy.
cannot tell
Bubich
you.
is, yes.
He's
yeah,
got
yeah.
a great name too.
Yeah, it's a great name.
Chris Bubich.
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 I was so excited when he came back out in his last start. He came back out into the in the 5th inning, I think.
Yeah. Were you
Fifth
talking
inning,
about
yeah.
last night or against the Reds? A week ago?
Against the Reds.
Okay.
He gave up some runs. He came back out and he was pitched amazing after that. After his that one bad inning, he came back out and finished the start more than perfectly.
Yeah, and if we're talking about young pitching, you got to talk about the bounce back. Once you crap the bed, and what are you going to do after?
Yeah, the ability to come back
I'm
out
gonna
after
go
a
cry
bad
in my
inning.
locker.
Yeah, and what the hell? Like, it could get to you, and you could be like, oh, I don't want to pitch this here because then it might get hit for a home run, and oh, crap, it happened. Like, you have to be like, well, screw it. I'm better than this, and just go.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
got to go after. You just have to go after that.
Yeah, and I think this moving on to some of our other pitchers like Duffy. Duffy's looking real good right now.
Yeah, he's got to get out of the big inning, though.
I mean, yeah,
because-
but I mean, if you look at it, all of our pitchers are having the big inning right now.
All of our pitchers need to learn how to throw a strike.
Besides,
Yeah, we're hurting ourselves with command. I think when we're hitting the zone, I mean, like, yeah, people are gonna hit home runs, but that's just how the game is now. especially when you're facing like the Twins.
Minnesota Twins who broke
Yeah.
a record.
I mean, Nelson Cruz is on pace for an MVP season
Oh
right now
my
as
God.
a 40-year-old. He's gonna hit home runs off of you. All you have to do
That
is
was
just try to make sure that it's a 1-run home run, and then have your offense
If you
do
win
what
an
it's
MVP
supposed to do and it's gonna do.
If you win an MVP in a short 60-game season, does it really count?
If you're
Yeah.
40 years old, it does.
Dude,
I think if I will not discredit his MVP this season.
if
Nelson
he
Cruz
bats
wins it.
364 like he's batting now, yeah.
I mean right now, I guess
there's got to be an MVP.
right now, if
Yeah.
it's MLB overall, do they assign MVP for both leagues?
Yeah,
or is it
both
MVP?
leagues.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
a
because it's like
AL
right
and
now, Blackman for the Rockies, is the MVP
Oh my God.
of the MLB
Bro,
right now.
He's literally almost batting 500.
Yeah,
That
and
makes
we're almost
no
halfway through the
sense.
season. Like, granted, 60 games, but we're almost halfway through the season. He's batting almost
Yeah.
500.
That's absolutely insane. But I'd like
It's
to
also Colorado. Which take that as you will.
But I think Singer has the ability to literally become the ace of the staff. I think Duffy's
I
done.
agree.
Like
No,
he's the
I
most
think
polished out of all of them. I mean, he's got late movement on all of his pitches, and he's kind of just shutting people down. He made 2 bad pitches against the Twins on Sunday, and one of them was hit for a 2-run home run, and it's not his fault. It's a quality. He literally had a quality start.
I think
6
it's-
innings of or
Under
5 2/3 of 3-run baseball is
Yeah.
a quality inning. It's called the
Yeah.
offense can't
and it was
hit
his
for
it
a
was his,
damn
what,
right now.
4th start or 5th start.
4th or 5th. I can't think.
I think personally, I think Asa Lacy is our ace.
Oh, bro.
on their next competing team.
Well,
But-
once I see him,
Have you seen? You need to look at his numbers at Texas A&M.
He was nasty in college.
He's
college is
absolutely
different.
monster.
Come
I
on.
understand.
Dude, no, but his stuff is insane. It's
Well,
insane.
Like I said, once he
Crazy.
gets called up and pitches to major league hitters like Nelson Cruz,
yeah.
You never know with pitchers. I
No,
mean,
and-
they could absolutely flop. I
He
mean,
could
Again,
be
I-
literally horrible. Yeah.
I went out and pitched to Matt earlier today, and I was like, "Damn, this is hard."
But I mean, if I'm being completely honest, from what I know right now, I think in the next Royals team that competes, which I think could
I see what
be
you're saying.
could be
yeah.
could be 22 or 23,
yeah.
possibly.
Probably.
Yeah,
Possibly.
To be fair, in
More than
2016, I was saying, "Oh, 2019, we'll be there."
Yeah.
And lo and
I might be
behold-
being way too optimistic, but with the talent we have coming up, the talent we have now, I think we have a possibility of being contenders in 22-23, and I think Asa Lacy is your ace in that rotation.
Yes, 100%. I mean, he's absolutely nasty at Texas A&M, and it's not like he's coming from like Division II baseball. He's coming from the SEC East or West.
He's coming from a
which
team
is
that competes.
absolutely monster. Like they're playing Florida, which is one of the biggest college,
Which is where Brady Singer came
which
from.
is where Brady Singer and Jackson Coar.
That's right. Coar's from there too.
But like he's facing the best hitters that you have at the moment, and I just think he's so. I think Asa Lacy, like, honestly, he's at the alternate site right now. If he starts ripping it up there, just bring him up next year and have fun with him. Like, sure, like he needs some minor league time, but come on, like, I think that he totally has the capabilities of, like you said, being an ace, and that that 3 of just like of Asa Lacy, Brady Singer, and Chris Bubich
Not
of
even-
what we've seen, and
Not
that
even talking about Coar
Coar,
or
Lynch,
Lynch, yeah.
or
And we still have
Brad
Keller, who's looking phenomenal this
He's
season.
pitched
I mean,
11
2 starts
innings of 5-hit baseball, and
with
that's
no
it.
runs.
No
runs.
runs.
His ERA is 0.
Yes.
A fat 0 through hit 2. I mean, that's.
Um,
I mean, yeah, the Reds aren't a great hitting team, but he did that against the Reds and the Twins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those teams aren't bad offensively.
So I'm looking at the Asa Lacy's stats.
Okay.
And 15 games started with a 2.13 ERA is pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty. That's insane.
Yeah.
You know.
It's okay, I guess.
And might I mention he's 20 years old that season?
yeah.
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 Yeah. He's
So like, all right, okay, all right.
Yeah.
And a shutout by
He's
the way.
my age.
yeah, he's younger than you, Josh,
Yeah. Yeah.
by a lot.
Did you know that?
Okay.
Speaking of, this is off.
He's young. A lot of these people are younger than I am.
This is off topic, but I looked up Bobby Witt's birthday. the
Dude,
other day.
he's younger than both of us.
He's 2 days younger than me.
oh, really?
We're the same age. For all intents and purposes, we're the same age, and he's making millions of dollars playing I guess summer camp with the Royals, and I'm a theater major at an ag school.
Hey, it's
Like,
also an engineering
But you're
school.
on a podcast.
Bobby
It's
Witt
an
doesn't have his own
engineering school
podcast,
too,
so-
let's be clear.
Well,
Okay,
yeah,
double
but-
major.
okay,
Shut
buddy.
up.
All right,
I didn't
cool.
even get
All
off.
right, man. All right,
also,
man.
okay, Asa Lacy's born June 2nd, 1999. That's just depressing.
He's still older
June
than me, so
2nd,
it's fine.
99.
So it's
He's
fine.
older than me by a couple months.
Those are babies.
Yeah, I'm 2000.
You're a baby.
Yeah.
You don't know baseball.
No, I think so. I mean, if we're talking about pitching, my favorite pitcher to watch right now,
Yeah.
not a starting pitcher.
Really, you like the bullpen?
Josh Stomont.
Oh, of course.
His stuff. I'm sorry, but Josh Stomont is the best bullpen pitcher in the MLB right now.
If we're
Right
talking
now.
right now, he the only bad pitch he ever had was he pitched something right down the middle of Joey Votto, and you just can't do that.
There's literally there's a couple of times that he's walked someone. Like that's the bad
Well,
thing. That
and when
you
you
can say
throw a
about
100-mile-an-hour fastball,
him. 102.
Yeah, 102 was
You
maxed
don't know
out.
what I mean. God, you just that's a good.
He
I
just
feel like
he made the Twins look stupid.
he's
I
made
mean,
a lot of people look.
he made
silly.
granted there's some people on the Twins that look stupid. I mean, like Buxton is gonna look. I mean, Buxton's gonna strike out and look stupid every now and
Yeah.
then. What's the Sano's gonna strike out and look stupid every now. I mean, his
Yeah.
strikeout percentage right now is over 50%.
No, yeah, definitely.
So I mean, there's some
love
people on the Twins that are gonna look stupid. They're gonna strike out and look stupid. But at the same time, I mean, I think Nelson Cruz is hitting like crap against him. I
yeah.
mean, Nelson Cruz is awful against him this season. I don't want to jinx it 'cause we have to keep playing them.
I don't know how many. Off the top of my head, I can't name if like how many at bats he has against him. But
think
no,
it's
that
3.
that hook,
2 or
that
3.
hook is just garbage.
The fact-
especially
Straight down.
the
The fact that he can pitch he can throw you a 102-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone and drop a curveball that's has
So
maybe
like,
even
it's
a
like
foot of
20
drop.
miles an hour
has a foot of
less.
drop
It's
that's
like
20
80,
yeah.
80 or
81. Yeah,
I don't think it's that. I think it's like 88. But
literally like
something.
But I mean,
Yeah.
when
That
you're comparing,
beauty,
when you're
man.
comparing anything to 102, compared to 102, 88 is like little league pitching.
yeah,
I mean,
literally
that's
like you're
insane.
you're trying to correct and you're trying to guess fastball and you're like and then you buckle on a changeup and go sit down.
Does
you're
he
done.
even have a changeup?
No, it's
Oh,
I think
curveball,
it's
sorry.
it's
You
fastball.
buckle on a
curveball. I thought it was
curveball
just the two
and
things.
you're
It's his curveball that drops a
You're
foot
dead.
and his fastball that can hit triple
bro.
digits.
It's insane. And like talking back on the starting pitcher
And
for
the man
just
bun.
oh bro,
The man
the man bun
bun.
gives him power.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But back
Y'all
on the
didn't like
starting
my
pitching,
man bun.
you didn't like your man bun?
Y'all didn't like my man bun.
Shut the hell up. I loved your man bun.
Oh, you did?
I stood by your man bun when nobody else did.
Oh, thanks, man.
Now, when it was not in a bun, it looked like shit. But I liked the man bun.
Thanks.
Well, the man bun gives Josh Stamont power. That's all I'm saying.
Dude.
he chops
if
that
he-
off. He goes.
he goes-
fastball's
he
89
drops
miles.
it.
He chops it off. He goes to Jason Vargas territory.
Oh, bro. I back on the starting pitcher for just a second. It's interesting you brought up Jason Vargas because I think Chris Bubich can be just a better Jason Vargas. He's only
That
got
would be
3
nice.
pitches, but
Remember when Jason Vargas was in
a
the
Cy Young, yeah,
in conversations until he
because
you know,
he's a
shot the bed?
crafty lefty. Oh, we're as a warm up. Did he just get taken out?
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
following.
He gave up a hit.
The
The-
Kenta Maeda
Yeah.
no hit
No-hitter.
bid.
He had a
which
no-hitter in the
apparently is
ninth, I think he
Milwaukee.
We're
gave up a
recording this
hit.
on Tuesday night. Sorry, guys, but
Sorry, we're recording it on Tuesday.
it's Tuesday night. But anyway, we're not even talking about Daniel Lynch or Jackson Kowar.
we still have
And
young
that's
talent.
2.
We still have young talent coming up.
Dude, how about
Yeah.
Eric Skoglund though?
Eric Skog. He's. I
The
mean,
one-hit wonder.
the PED user. Yeah. Oops. Sorry. I think eventually though, like how the bats are working, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
They're gonna eventually have to flip a pitcher for a bat because God, I mean, Whit Merrifield's 31, Jorge Soler's 28.
Yeah, but Whit. Here's the thing.
Oh no, and like that's
Which
not
is
what I'm
the kind of player
saying.
that can last for.
But if
Here's the
it's
thing.
too,
Whit. Okay, so I don't think Whit is on our next competing team, but if he is, it's because he loses some amount of value and he just ends up as our second baseman.
yeah,
But
he's
then
like
as
Alex
soon as Bobby Witt comes up,
I think-
Mondesi's going to second. Witt's taking the spot Bobby Witt's taking the spot at short, and you could maybe try to flip Merrifield into a third baseman, but I think that job is
They
probably
were-
going to be someone else.
Yeah, they were playing Bobby Witt at third.
Gonna stick at third.
I think he's going to be a right fielder for the rest of his career with the Royals.
Hunter Dozier.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Which I don't
maybe.
hate. I don't hate.
And I don't hate it either. But
He's a carbon copy of Gordon that can maybe hit better.
Who do you stick
Oh, he
at?
can hit
Who do you
better.
stick at third base since Michael Franco thankfully won't be there for?
Well, you
ever?
still have Gutierrez. And if Bobby
He's
Witt,
getting old
if
though.
Bobby
He's like
Witt,
28.
if Bobby Witt Jr. hits well, then you don't necessarily need the bat at third base.
Bobby
You
Witt-
can put a defensive replacement over there, basically.
But
it
Bobby
wouldn't
Witt
hurt
in
to
the
have a bat. You can never have too many bats. Come
Yeah,
on now.
no.
yeah,
but-
but at the same time, like I'm not saying we have to go out and trade for like a Chapman in his prime. You know, when
Uh-huh.
when we have someone who can. Because I mean, Gutierrez isn't a bad hitter,
I mean,
He's
to,
not a-
to be fair, we won the World Series with Escobar at shortstop.
and Omar and Fonte
We didn't
at
win the World
second.
Series
I guess
with
that was
Omar and
14. Yeah, you're right.
Even though he had
that
a
was
dinger during the
Zobrist at
World
second.
Series. I actually went
Yeah.
to the game.
And Fonte hit the bomb.
Yeah, it was
That game
sexy.
6. Game 6.
I thought it was game 2.
Game 2. Game 2.
Because Ventura started that game as well.
Oh,
Rest in
yeah.
peace.
Rip Ventura, man.
But no, we're gonna have to get a bat. But I think Bobby Witt, they were playing him at third in the exhibition game. So
That's just because we couldn't. That's because he wasn't going to be playing this season in
Yeah,
Mondesi.
we'll
They're
see.
not gonna. They're not gonna have Mondesi play shortstop over Witt.
they also have Nick Lofton, who just got drafted this year.
I
I
think
like
actually-
him. He's out of Baylor.
I forgot about
he
that.
looks
he's
really
he's
good.
our next third baseman.
So
He's our next third
he
baseman.
played
How many
outfield
years
and
away is
third
that?
as well.
He's the
So
same draft class as
Asa
Asa
Lacy.
Lacy.
Yeah.
And he was out of college.
He's still a few.
so
He's still a few years away. Like don't
I
get
think
me wrong. But
he's not gonna
still.
he's not gonna come up through the minors as fast as like Asa Lacy is. But I think he might end up coming up maybe like the year after
Mhm.
Bobby Witt and because I think Bobby Witt and Asa are gonna come up in the same year.
Yeah, I
With how Bobby looked,
probably next year.
Asa's
to be honest
out of
with you.
college, so he doesn't need as much time to. Hopefully, he doesn't need as much time
To develop,
To
yeah.
develop, and Bobby Witt, with what I saw in summer camp, doesn't need to develop for that long. So I mean,
He still needs to see some upper
Oh,
echelon pitching.
100%. But I think Bobby's at a place where you can start him at Double A probably.
Oh, next year, yeah,
He
you
doesn't
can put
need
him in
single
Double
A.
A. He doesn't
Yeah.
need single A anymore. I think that's
I mean,
what
he
they do.
he
And if he
looked
struggles,
great
then,
against the Astros.
Yeah, and if he struggles, then all you need to do is put him back down in high A and hope he hits more. But
Yeah,
that's I mean, hell, the kid's 20, so he's got a few.
But
He's got a couple
also-
years.
You guys have seen Moneyball, and like, you know, sometimes it doesn't work. I'm just always pretty
no, yeah.
skeptical
No,
until,
yeah.
until
It's
they actually
not-
start producing.
sometimes yeah, sometimes it's. But I mean, you can also. I mean, like people looked at Mike Trout and said. I mean, I'm by no means am I saying that Bobby Witt is the next Mike Trout. Not even close. But I mean, people looked at Mike Trout. Sometimes you can look at a player and go, they're gonna produce. You know,
That's what they tried with Billy Bean.
that's true. I guess.
Yeah.
I
And
guess.
then look what happened.
I mean, it's the 80s. And I'm not saying that it's a different game now, but it kind of is.
it
and
kind of is.
Yeah. I
and
think
they probably pushed him really hard. Like I love that movie, but
it's a great movie.
it's you can't push talent too hard, or they're gonna either throw their arm out or they're gonna get zero confidence. And I feel like this year would have been a good year to like call up a lot of people, and that's why I think they're doing it
what
with
they
Singer
have.
and Bubich.
Yeah,
because
they're
they're like,
it's,
if it fails, it's like okay,
it's
that's
low.
fine.
Yeah,
we'll
it's
take
low.
you down,
Yeah.
and we'll stew you some more. I wouldn't be surprised if they call up Daniel Lynch or Jackson Kowar before. I don't think they're ready, but I wouldn't
think
be surprised.
It depends on what our record's looking like. If we're competing for
Yeah.
a wild card spot, we're gonna stick with what we got.
Oh yeah,
but,
we're gonna stick with what we got for
but
sure.
if we're like if we keep losing,
yeah.
then I say keep like we're not like 6-3 in our last 9 games, I think. But
yeah, no, we're doing okay. But in order to have that wild card spot you're talking about, we need to hit, and we're so unlucky. And I don't.
yeah, no,
It makes no sense. We leave so many people on base. Like we get hits. We're literally top 10 in hitting and top 10 in pitching.
yeah,
But we literally cannot get a
it's
hit
not
with
even
people
well.
on
And
base.
it goes beyond leaving on base because like leaving on base, that's something that I mean, if you look at like Michael Franco has so many. He's left so many people on, and part of that I got to think is because of like where he's at in the lineup because he's almost consistently like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the top of our lineup had been up until like Soler kind of went on his
Oh my
his
God.
slump. I mean, the
What a
entire top of
slump
our
it is.
yeah, it's
8
bad.
out of 11.
But I mean, the
9
top
out
of our
11
lineup has been
strikeouts or
producing
something.
pretty well, and so Franco, he's not a guy that I would necessarily want coming up with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
It's better than Gordon.
I think, dude, Gordon's looking bad,
Correct.
but
Gordon looks.
most
He
of
hit a dinger, he's coming back.
most of how most of what I think we're unlucky with is just the ball's not dropping. We had
Yeah.
until we went on that 4-game winning streak, our line drive percentage was the highest in the MLB.
It was insane.
And
they were hitting just right to people.
our batting average, our BABIP, our batting average of balls in play,
yeah.
with line drives was the second lowest. And line drives, statistically have the highest average BABIP, right?
Yeah.
So we were the best team at hitting the ball the best possible way to get us on base, and it just wasn't panning out for us.
Yeah,
so I think
we are bona fide unlucky.
100%. I think when we were on that, was it a 6-game losing streak?
Yeah.
We were on a 6-game losing streak. I think that 100% was just the balls weren't dropping. And then we went on that 4-game winning streak, the balls were dropping. And now we're 2-2 since that 4-game winning streak, and we don't look bad. We look great. We've dropped game. I mean, the Reds game wasn't the best, and
they should have won that game.
2 of the games that we lost to Minnesota weren't the best. But I mean, we still beat Minnesota once. We looked solid in that game, and we beat the Red. I mean, the Reds win wasn't pretty, but it showed that we can at least stick in the game.
It's just always frustrating when you lose a game and you only score 1 run, and the 1 run comes on a solo home run in the 9th inning.
Yeah, that always sucks.
No, that's
that was an awful game to cap off the series.
Yeah,
but I think we really have a opportunity with a doubleheader against the Reds tomorrow, if that still happens. We really have an opportunity to go in there, win that 2-game series, and get back on track.
Yeah, and I think
we just got to hit better.
The only thing that's going to hurt them is the doubleheader. I think they can win both those games.
Our pitching has basically after the 4-game winning streak, our pitching kind of regressed back to a little bit of average.
Yeah.
Because our pitching was looking phenomenal through that 4-game winning streak.
Oh my god, the bullpen looks great.
Our pitching just kind of regressed back to average, and our hitting went a little bit below average. And that's why we don't look as good now.
Went back in time to
14-15.
100%. I wouldn't compare him to that.
In the 4-game winning streak, in that 4-game streak,
yeah,
we looked just as good.
We looked good. I'm not saying it's just Ian Kennedy's still part of that bullpen, and so
Ian Kennedy.
Okay.
and off to a new subject with Alberto Mondesi. He is absolutely struggling. If we want to get on some sort of winning streak or something, and I'm not saying like he's the only person, but good God, he's he's going down 0-2. So and he's swinging it crap.
He's always been so streaky. He's always been really streaky. Like as a player, that's just how he functioned. But it's like this season, the streaks have been so short. Like or at least the good streak. I mean, like he was doing really bad at the beginning of the season. Offensively and defensively, he at least has turned around the defense. He hasn't gone back to playing bad on defense. Yeah, but offensively, he played good for like 3 or 4, like that 4-game series where we were doing really good. He played really well, and then as soon as that was over, and we went to Cincinnati, he started doing worse again. He had his batting average up to like 260, I think. Yeah. And I know batting average isn't everything, but I mean he had his batting average up to 260. I think his on base was around like 280, or 290. And as soon as we went to Cincinnati, it's back down to like 220s, and his on base is down in the 230s. I think
he's fallen behind in the count too much, and it's because I'm not saying that you always should look at strike one, like look at the first pitch. That's not what I'm saying at all. But he decides to swing at like the breaking ball that they're trying to get them to chase, and I'm like, okay, dude, if you're gonna chase that on a nothing count, then they're going to throw it to you again and strike you out on it. Like that's just what's going to happen unless you adjust. And
I saw he knows. I mean, he's got to know what to think because I saw something. His batting average when he was up in the count was like 600.
500.
Yeah,
but when he has 2 strikes, it's like 0.077.
Yeah, something awful. It's like you're a bad hitter.
God awful.
So just unless it looks like a strike. I mean, like I know, like you're gonna get some Ks looking. Yeah. But I'd rather you get a K looking on something borderline than swing out of your ass on something that's hitting the ground.
Yeah, well, you know that there's the theories that's like the more pitches you see, the whatever. Yeah. So I mean that kind of just reinforces your point, but I mean it goes back to him just watching strike 1 and watching strike 2, whatever. But
and when they were winning, I mean they were watching those pitches and they were getting a lot of walks. And like you get people on base, it pressures the pitcher, especially with we're not like a speedy team, but we have pretty good decent speed. So anybody that gets on, except for like Jorge Soler,
we're still a speedy team, I think.
Yeah, I just feel like if you get anybody else on except for Soler, like they're a threat. They're a threat to run, and maybe Alex Gordon, but
Franco
as well. But anyway, you get it.
But we have fast
still
guys.
That's still pressure.
How quick is pressure?
He's above average
he's
for
faster
his
than you
position.
would think. I mean,
he's tall.
He was tied with Mondesi for triples last season in 2019.
Well, I'm more interested in stolen bases.
He's not gonna. I mean, he might steal 3 or 4 in a season.
Yeah,
but he's not gonna steal. He's fast enough that you can't just leave him unattended.
Because he looks just tall as
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
He just looks so tall.
He's kind of got that sneaky Alex Gordon thing, like how Alex Gordon was
Alex
I
Gordon
could.
looks short now.
Yeah, but he had that thing where Gordon was I could steal 10 bases if I really wanted to. Gordon never did, but he could if he really wanted to.
And they just need to. They're not lucky right now.
No,
you said, they're getting completely. I mean, even though the first few games of the season they were getting hit hard. They were hitting the ball well. It's just they were hitting right at people.
Yeah.
So they're unlucky right now. They will figure it out at some point, hopefully, because the pitching has been really, really good. And so, you just can't expect to win with 2 runs. They just can't.
They saw how they were hitting and the home runs potential that they had when they played the Twins, and I think now they're trying to hit. They're trying to hit
13 runs or whatever.
Yeah, they're trying to hit for power now. When they 100% should just go back to hitting that, because that was how Matheny, when they were struggling at the beginning, when they had that 6-game losing streak, Matheny was saying, "You're not hitting the ball bad.
Yeah,
you're hitting the ball well. You're just not. You're not getting lucky with it." And now they hit that mindset started to work for in their favor, and then they completely abandoned it because they were okay, well now we want to try to hit the ball hard. And it's you were already hitting the ball hard. You don't have to try for anything.
Yeah, and it just starts tomorrow. And Keller's for the first game, and this is the doubleheader on Wednesday.
Yep. Set 2 7-inning games.
2 7-inning games. Keller starting the first one, and
our old friend
who we
the Dark Knight
destroyed in the 2015 playoffs. Thank you, Matt Harvey. Matt Harvey is pitching the second game. This first start as a Royal.
I'm kind of excited.
I'm excited
because
but
they said the pitching staff said he looked solid.
What does solid mean?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they did.
At the alternate site, they said he was doing really well.
They didn't give specifics. They just said that he was looking good. The alternate site.
But the last time he pitched was last year, and he started 12 games with the Angels, and he had an ERA north of 7. So, need I say more? I mean, that.
Yeah, it's his. Okay, I think Matt Harvey still has the potential. No, I mean he doesn't have the Cy Young.
He's only 30 years old.
He doesn't have the Cy Young potential that he had when he was with the Mets in 2015.
Oh, definitely not.
But he
welcome back, Josh.
But he 100% could still come out and be a 4th guy in the rotation.
Oh, 5th. But yeah, I mean,
Okay.
totally. Well, come on, I'm not trying to dog you or anything.
I'm saying Harvey, but I'm saying Harvey in his best, at his best, could be a 4th guy.
Oh no, yeah.
My ideal rotation right now is probably Singer or Keller, your number 1, and then the other one being your 2, Bubic being your 3, and then
Duffy,
and then you have Junis and
Matt
Harvey. But I think it kind of depends on how Harvey looks. But I mean,
if Harvey looks bad, I mean he's just getting shipped out. They're probably going to DFA him.
No, yeah, but what I think Matt Harvey could also have potential to be a really, really good middle innings.
Yeah, and
I think he could come in. He could come in after Junis, maybe because Junis doesn't have longevity. We know that.
Yeah.
He also looks really bad when he sees the order for the 2nd or 3rd time.
The 3rd time.
I
yeah,
think
he looks
you put Junis out there for 3 innings, and then Harvey comes in the 4th. It's almost like a elongated starter.
Yeah.
Right, or
it's
opener.
Just 2-3 inning guys.
Yeah. Junis goes out there for 2 to 3 innings, or hopefully 3 to 4. And then Harvey comes in for 3 to 4 innings, maybe 2 to 3, and then your bullpen can take care of the last 3 to 2 innings.
And the only issue I would have is that Matt Harvey is a starter, always has been a starter. He would just have to, his preparation would have to be different.
I mean, but Kennedy was a starter, and he's not doing great this season, but last season Kennedy was really good.
He was pretty decent, yeah. He was top 5 in the American League with saves. So,
yeah.
And that's big because Royals didn't win a lot of games last year.
Well, the Royals have a pretty good history of turning shitty starters into dope relievers.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Davis. And speaking of historical Royals, I mean bullpen guys, Holland's pitching phenomenal.
I love Greg
that man.
He's the fireman. He comes.
That man looked awful last season,
and the one before,
came back, and is looking as the best he has since that 2015 season.
Hang on. Trevor Rosenthal.
Rosenthal looks good too.
Oh my gosh,
He's
Trevor Rosenthal,
the local
insane.
kid.
I mean, he was a monster in St. Louis. I think people really forget that during that World Series run in 2013, 2012, 2013,
he was good.
He was
but
a monster
for the entirety of his St. Louis career. He
wasn't. I mean, and clearly that's the reason.
But he's
why
definitely
not
having
there
a resurgence
anymore.
right now.
Yeah, no,
for sure.
100. I mean, and the man's only like 28, I think. So like, it's not.
He can 100% make a career out of being a closer.
Yeah,
now.
and again, Matt Harvey is only 30. Like they
Yeah.
still have a lot of time left, especially as a pitcher. I mean, I feel like pitchers will last.
I think
they
so.
last a lot longer.
Part of the problem is that the Royals are small market. We get back to the whole Moneyball thing.
Yeah.
We're a small market, and if our pitchers continue to pitch like they are now, we're not gonna be able to keep them.
No.
However, if we can find a way to keep most of the core of our staff right now, like Stomont, Rosenthal, Holland, and like Bubic, Singer, and those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, we have 3 years from now, if we can keep some of those guys somehow, like manage to keep some of those guys, because like some of them are like less leverage, so we can pay them less and keep them. Like,
Yeah.
I could honestly see us giving Stomont like a $5 million deal because he's only pitching like one inning, and being able to keep him, because like no one's gonna go out there and give a $20 to $30 million deal unless it's like for like 5 or 6 years to a closer.
And
but they're gonna value triple digits a lot.
yeah. I mean,
But what I'm saying though is that in the next 3 or 4 years, if we can maintain the core, Singer, Stomont, Harvey, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go through the names again. We could have one of the best pitching staffs in baseball.
Yeah.
In
That
2 or
would
3
be
years.
a complete change, and I would welcome it with
No,
my
yeah.
whole heart.
and, and like as much as we hate to say it, like
The Royals
pitching,
suck.
No.
Yeah.
Well, pitching, you don't have to score a ton of runs when you have fantastic pitching. Like if you
still
have,
need to score more than 2.
I understand,
But
but
I mean, the Royals won a World Series not scoring a lot of runs. We
But
would
they
score,
didn't
we would
strike out
score-
every other
we would
bat-
score
at-bat.
we would score 1 or 2. We would get on base and keep the pressure on the pitchers, and then
they'd keep the
and
line
then-
moving.
yeah, we would keep the pressure on their pitching staff until our triple-headed monster could come out of the bullpen and just shut them down. Because then at that point, we don't have to keep the pressure on them anymore because the pressure is already on them offensively.
Yeah, I
you
think
know?
the Royals rejuvenized the whole bullpen, get you to the playoffs,
100%.
win the World Series.
100%. Because I mean, up until that, you still had like Mariano Rivera. I mean, you had teams having one closer who would come in almost every night, and just shut everybody down in the last inning, and then you had the Royals kind of bring that you need 3 guys that are just going to shut it down so you can score 1 run. Your starters do their job, and your defense does your job, and then you just let the bullpen take care of it because they're not going to let a ball get hit and play.
Yeah, if your starter goes 6 innings, it's over. Like that's I used to like when I used to watch the games.
It's a 6-inning game for us.
Yeah, when I used to watch the games, I was like, let's get to the 6th inning with the lead, and boom. And I think I'm so comfortable. But I think this year's bullpen is not that good. Like, don't get me wrong. But I think
it's good.
Barlow, Holland, Rosenthal, and Stomont, they're really pitching really well.
Yeah,
and if we get down the stretch and we have to have that, I think.
Well, you still have Zimmer and Zuber also pitching really, really well, and they're not they're not going to be close. Those are middle inning guys.
Yeah.
Regardless, but I mean they're still looking really good too.
Yeah, Kyle Zimmer is really impressed, and quite honestly, I can't remember the last time he's pitched, but
no, I don't.
But
it's been a while.
He's really impressed. But guys, we did it. We got through the first one, but we have one more segment left. So we here on Drop the Ball, we like to point out who dropped the ball this
Roll
week.
credits.
Yeah, roll the credits.
Man, we're so smart.
Thanks,
know,
man. Big brain.
I know, big segment, but yeah, we like to see who maybe didn't do the best job of handling.
Shat the bed.
Yeah, precisely. Didn't do the best at precisely handling something. So we're all going to go around and say who maybe dropped the ball this week. And we'll start with Josh. We haven't heard a lot from Josh lately, so
Hey,
we'll start with Josh.
He's still here.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm over here actually working on a paper.
Oh, okay.
So speaking
don't
of
tell them that.
universities,
Yeah, come on, man.
we
Acts
had
like you cared a lot.
here in Manhattan, we have all the college students back, and we've got 13 members of a fraternity who have tested positive for COVID. And supposedly, I've heard
Who have reported.
Yeah, who have reported. So great job wearing those face masks and obeying those rules.
Well, you know
that
the
are-
frat
I
bros
mean-
are just playing, whatever whatever drinking games you want to talk
Of course,
about.
I
They're going to
mean-
be drinking them all, playing them all.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're.
I mean, if the objective is to move completely online sooner,
Good
great
job.
job. Great job.
Good
but I don't
job.
think that was.
No, yeah.
I don't think that was the
Hey,
the
you know, if we
idea.
go-
So
if we
I
go
think they've
completely
definitely
online- if we go-
definitely dropped the ball.
Yeah.
If we go completely online, maybe I can go to the lake and miss a lap. I don't know. Hey, you know. Maybe it's okay. Okay, so it's my turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
do
big news in baseball this week is Fernando Tatis Jr. destroying a grand slam in like the 8th
And
inning.
has hit a home run in like 6 straight games.
Also
He's
has
got
the
11.
lead for the home
Yeah.
runs. As of then, I'm not
Yeah.
sure if
Took
if,
the lead from Trout. Yeah, unless
Yeah,
something tonight.
MVP
Trout and Judge,
MVP
yeah.
goat Mike Trout over there. And then the baseball world fractioned into
Ugh.
just
Unwritten rules.
unwritten rule.
Yeah.
I am personally in the camp and of the opinion that actually, okay, I'm in two minds about it. But somebody shat the bed here because there's this big fraction. Okay, I don't know who's right, who's
Okay.
wrong, but
Okay, so you can't. So the Rangers coach came out and said, "Okay, well, I'm not our manager. Sorry, baseball."
he said like I don't agree
He said,
with it.
"Well, he
but-
said I don't agree with it," and then later on in the interview said, "Well, I mean, we came back and we were really battling, and I'm not going to tell my guys not to battle there late in the game." And I'm like, "Well, okay, so you're just going to let that say, okay, you can't score any more runs until we get it close."
no, I
enough."
get it, but
Yeah. It's just like there's a lot of hypocrisy coming from the
Oh, for
the
sure.
unwritten rules side, you know, and
you could go.
and
you could,
I'm an old school baseball guy, right? I mean I a lot of the unwritten rules I'm kind of like, yeah, I for a while I didn't like Bryce Harper because he was really showy for me. I'm not a big showy guy, but at the same time it's like I don't care what the inning is. If your pitching staff can't come in and keep a grand slam from getting hit when you're already down by 7 runs, then that deserves to
It's
happen.
your own
to you.
damn fault.
well,
Yeah.
I'm also not saying just don't swing the bat.
No, yeah.
Don't swing at a 3-0
Yeah.
pitch. Like
If
swing
he-
the bat,
if
man.
they throw a meatball down there and you want to hit a grand slam, hit the grand slam. Because
I don't even
honestly,
think-
odds are, if you try to hit a grand slam, you're gonna pop up anyways.
I don't even think he was like I need to hit a grand
No,
slam.
he was just hitting the ball.
He was just like, oh look,
He's just
let
that
me
good.
just swing the he's
They
just
probably, I mean, he's
strong.
so hot. They just gave him the green light on 3-0, and they were just like, "Hey, man,
Okay.
go for it."
Well, he didn't even
Okay.
look.
Well,
They didn't. There was no sign.
There was
given.
no
Oh,
sign.
yeah,
He didn't even look
yeah,
over
yeah,
to
yeah,
third
yeah,
base.
He was just
either.
like, F this.
he was like, I'm just hitting.
swinging."
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
He's like, I'm having fun over here. So somebody dropped a ball. You know.
Whether that's sports writers all over America or the manager of the Texas Rangers, but
I mean,
some
Somebody-
stupid.
they tried to
person.
drop the ball into into Machado's head. So,
Okay, well, anyway, Jackson, on to you.
I don't know how this is moving back over to football here. I don't know how many of you guys are keeping up with the Seattle Seahawks right now, but they just had to.
It's so funny.
They just had to cut one of their rookie
They
cornerbacks.
didn't have to.
They cut one of their rookie cornerbacks. What's his name?
Mr.
Kamas.
Undrafted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
undrafted rookie. This guy got a gift by being picked up by one of the best secondary teams in the NFL. Kamas Siverand. I don't know if that's 100% how you say his name. I mean, he was undrafted, so it's not like I was following him.
We're not
going
going to
in.
be saying it anytime
No, yeah,
soon
yeah.
again. So.
Yeah, you're
Except
right.
to laugh at it.
He
Next week, the Chiefs
he-
are like, "We got him."
he got cut. So the
I'll be
reason
like,
he got cut was for breaking protocol, COVID protocol, and trying to sneak a girl into the team's facility. And like, if that wasn't bad enough, the way he tried to do it was have her try to pose as one of the players. I mean,
I'm just picturing like the cheerleaders from The Longest Yard, you know, just like the tied up jersey.
Yeah.
it's like this. I mean, you're trying to sneak this. I mean, I'm going out on a limb and gonna guess that she was like probably like a 5'5". I mean, average 5'5" girl, right? There's not a lot of 5'5" NFL football
The
players.
shortest football
Hey,
player.
don't let Kyler Murray hear you say that.
Sorry.
Okay? What is he-
Toddler.
how tall is
I
he?
don't mean to bash on Toddler Murray, but I mean what we're saying here is this man tried to sneak a 5'5" woman into his
In Seattle
team's-
Seahawks,
into his
She is
team's
It could've been
obviously a
Daniel Lynch.
defensive back. I mean, come on.
and the way he
Could've been
did
the
it,
K-State
the way he
kicker.
did it was put her in a Seattle Seahawks hoodie with the hood up.
Seems legit.
That's the best idea you could come up with, was putting this girl that you wanted to sneak in into a hoodie.
Well, I mean, what are other options? Like put her underneath
to
a
her
cheese
place.
cart and you know,
Don't
and
just
push
get
her.
busted for leaving. Don't get busted for bringing someone in.
There you
Because
go.
that's when then
Yeah,
you
that's
could,
probably
yeah.
less.
Also, the
embarrassing.
impersonation.
wouldn't have gotten-
Unless he was
angle.
trying to like do an Earl Thomas and like get a train.
Okay.
Going. I don't know.
Okay. So let's just say that Kamaz Siverand, if that's how you say his name, I'm not going to learn how to say it because we're not going to see him
again.
anywhere else. Dropped the ball this week.
Precisely. And maybe I should have gone first because mine is not as funny or as creative as your guys's. But Alberto Mondesi, I'm a huge Royals fan, as everyone knows. But Alberto Mondesi dropped the ball hella this week. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. Like,
I love the
bro,
dude.
you have got to – you cannot swing at 2 straight pitches completely out of the strike zone and just be like, it's okay. I'm just going to swing at the next one because he's going to throw me a piece of shit anyway. Like, you cannot do that.
Yeah,
you cannot do that.
He's got to figure out the struggles.
Bill James tweeted out in 2018. He was like, speaking of Moneyball again, man behind Moneyball, Bill James was like, Alberto Mondesi will be an MVP one day, and I believe that. I believe he has the capability of being an MVP.
I think
He's got the tools, but God, he can't do it.
Are we saying that Mondesi's dropping the ball, or are we saying that the Royals hitting coach is dropping the ball? Because I mean, like, yeah, there's Royals hitting right now, but I mean, Mondesi, like you said, Mondesi has the talent. He has the talent to hit 270 with 15 home runs.
Hey, man, all I'm saying is that we didn't really have any bullpen games this week, but if we did, that would have been my drop the ball because
7 innings of just bullpen pitchers.
We'll get into that another time. Anyway, thanks for joining us on this journey that we've gone through. I think we've had a lot of fun, right, guys?
Definitely.
Yeah.
We made it through one. That means we can do it again.
Oh, hopefully.
Anyway, we'll see you all next week. But until next time, don't drop the ball.